Facebook complies with Indian government targeting Canadian atheist activist. So,
Wait,
as you guys know,
this guy?
Yeah, who's this guy? Last news always has to do with Atheist Republic, and we have a little bit of a bombshell today. On July 8th, 2021, it was brought to our attention that the personal Facebook account of Armin Navabi, the founder of Atheist Republic, was blocked and unavailable to all users in India. Not only does this prevent any user in India from accessing his page, Navabi is not able to even message any user in India. This cuts off a leader in our organization from a wealth of friends from our organization's largest presence in Asia, as well as numerous volunteers and team members that contribute to Atheist Republic's thriving community. The alert that many users see when they try to access Armin Navabi's page states, quote, "You're unable to view this content because local laws restrict our ability to show it." This is the same message that Indian users see when trying to access the Atheist Republic Facebook page, which you guys know was blocked upon the directive of the Indian government. This is a strong indication that Navabi's page has also been blocked because of a direct order from the Indian government. Facebook has taken the unprecedented step of complying with an authoritarian government's order to deny a foreign citizen access to an entire country.
I honestly feel so honored that an entire government is not going after they already went after our page with like 2,400,000 followers. So like they saw it as a threat. They saw our Facebook page as a threat for them to take legal action against our page. The government of India, I thought that was a big deal. The government of India requesting Facebook to make our page inaccessible in India. But these people actually, that wasn't enough. They went after my personal account. The government of India requested Facebook to completely deny access to my personal, just little me, right? I honestly think that they're going to make my ego. Honestly, like this is dangerous because they're taking me so seriously. I don't know if I'm going to take myself so seriously if the government of India is asking a gazillion-dollar company that, oh, this Armin guy, he's such a threat to our country that you need to remove all access. He should not be able to message any person from our country. Guys, look at the screenshots. If I want to message obviously I didn't violate anything, because if it was anything that I violated, Facebook would just ban my account, right? So it's not like I did anything wrong, but India is threatening Facebook that you need to remove access to my account or else you're not abiding by Indian law. Look, if somebody wants to send me a message from India, they get send failed.
Or this weird glitch where it just says Facebook user in a blank image.
Yeah, so if they want to access my other people from other countries, if they access my personal Facebook page, they can see my account. But if you're doing that from India, unless you're using a VPN or something, it says you don't have access to this page from India. And if they want to send a message, there's they say the message was failed. Guys, I honestly think these people are so scared of me. The government of India, hey, government of India, boo! They're actually no.
Look at this terrifying face.
No, I think Modi is having nightmares about me. This is some extreme measures. Wait, has this happened to anyone else? Has anyone's personal account been?
I've never heard of anything. I've never heard of anything like this before.
Could I be the first person that, instead of a page, the personal account of somebody is being blocked in an entire nation? I honestly think we made history. this is like, how many governments that we have after us now? We have the Iranian government, the Malaysian government, and now the Indian government. I think
the Pakistani government blocked our page in Pakistan as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so I think India has been the most.
India is more aggressive against you than Pakistan
and Iran.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the most butthurt of all nations. Look at this, guys. India, actually think about, yeah, you're right. Actually, look at this. In Pakistan didn't like us, and they're like, but India has gone way beyond Pakistan into trying to make sure that anything I say is not heard in India. Oh, by the way,
they know who you are.
Yeah, they like they have filed a lot of legal. By the way, for people who don't know what this is about, we draw some Hindu goddesses. Okay, like the butthurt is
this is about cartoons
of Hindu goddesses. Okay, this is what they're butthurt about. This is what they can't take. Like, not what they describe as like a danger to their entire nation and like hateful acts against like Indians. Yeah, they're talking about us drawing Hindu goddess Kali. This is what made the Indian legal system to take all these actions against us. So, by the way, they also managed to remove Susanna's Twitter account, block access to our Facebook page, coming after me now personally, which is amazing.
Blocked our website on many ISPs.
Yes, and also took us to the Supreme Court in India.
Well, that wasn't the government that did that. That was just a lawyer who was harassing us. Yeah. So lawyers in India took the case for Hindu goddess Kali all the way up to the Supreme Court. So which is, but the Supreme Court gave notice that it would be heard.
Yeah, when is that going to be heard? By the way, do we know?
No, we don't know. India's judicial system is notoriously overworked.
Guys, I see some Indians in the live chat saying that they're feeling shame about this. Guys, don't feel shame about this. It's not you are, you guys didn't do anything. This is like, don't be ashamed of something that your government does, because you didn't do it, right?
Yeah, you didn't do any. You didn't contribute to this at all.
Yeah, but I kind of like this, because this is like I'm hoping that we're the first. I'm the first one, because we made history here. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this from India, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. Link in the description, because they can't take away, right? Our newsletter is growing and it's becoming more active, and that's the best way to make sure that you get content from Atheist Republic, which is so the sexy Kali, Hindu goddess Kali, is what started all of this. But ever since then, we have made up to 100 now beautiful blasphemous art, which we give away on our newsletter. And our newsletter, so make sure you subscribe to our newsletter, because we send you important content, but also amazing blasphemous art, which are glorious. But them trying to censor us in Pakistan and India motivated us to make sure that we have access to our audience in other ways, which is our newsletter. Our newsletter is very powerful, because we have like the open rates are much higher than what you get on social media, but also it's something that is our asset, and nobody could actually ever take that away from us. It actually started us, this whole thing motivated us to take our newsletter a lot more seriously, which has paid off. But can somebody figure out if I'm the first? Because I think this should be added to my accomplishments, achievement unlocked kind of thing. If this is like, I want this to be like, this is like a medal, like a badge of honor. If an entire nation is so threatened by you that they have to block you in an entire country, like have to make a request to Facebook to block you in an entire country. And if I'm the first that this has happened to, I'm not talking about pages, I'm talking about personal accounts. I want to know if I'm the first. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Well, just to give a different perspective on this, I want to. Andrew is bringing up a really good point in the chat. He's saying make it about the individual rights of atheists in India not being blocked from messaging Armin. So I think about this kind of in the perspective of like, I'm going to paraphrase. I believe it was Hitchens who said that when free speech is not just about what you are able to say, it is also about what you are allowed to hear. So Indians' government is now making the authoritative decision that Indians are not allowed to hear this. They are not allowed. They are denying Indians the right to just our ideas, our exposure, what we have to say as individuals, under the guise of it being a threat to communal safety, communal harmony, or national security. There's a lot more information I have on this that I don't know how much I can say publicly, so I'll just leave it at that. The reason why we didn't talk about this earlier, because this happened in the beginning of the month, is because I needed to speak to our attorneys in India about this and about what legal recourse is available to us. So I want people to know that I'm working with a team who's representing us, and we're going to see what we can do about this. But I think I just want to emphasize Facebook's role in this, right? Because Facebook is an American company. They portray themselves as a company with progressive values, with the values that are a very important part of an American identity, the foundation of which is free speech protected under the First Amendment. And although they are a private company, Facebook is a full member of something called the Global Network Initiative, which is a consortium of companies, universities, and NGOs that agree to uphold principles based on international covenants and standards set forth by the United Nations, specifically to protect human rights and advance free expression globally. They're a signee of this initiative. So they have agreed to international standards of protection of free expression, right? I find this to be a huge violation of that agreement and the principles which they say they have. The fact that Facebook is hypocritical about this isn't really new to anyone, but I find it, I just want to really emphasize that there is, this American company that supposedly has these values, which is allowing and complying, being an active participant in a foreign government taking action against a private citizen who is not even a national of their own country. They're taking action personally against a private citizen of Canada, and they are allowing the Indian government to do so.
You want to read this?
This is a huge problem, and I think I've never been aware of anything like this happening before, to my knowledge.
All right. Here's the thing, though. I mean, it's hard to also be in Facebook position when you have mobs attacking your offices when you don't comply. It's really bad in India right now. By the way, you want to actually talking about it being bad in India? Do you want to read this?
Deep Pankar is saying, in India, things are really bad. The government and its agencies are designing a strategy that will force free-thinking people to self-censor or keep quiet because of fear of government action. Yes, this is very true. A story that we still haven't touched on that much is the leak that occurred regarding the extent to which the Pegasus software from the Israeli company NSO Group has penetrated globally. And a big part of that leak was the fact that the Indian government is using spyware against its own journalists to determine their sources, spy on them, take action against them, and potentially prosecute them for sedition. The extent to which the government in India is strengthening its authoritarian powers is shocking. The IT laws or IT rules that came into effect a few months ago is another very severe indication of how fast things are and how severely things are declining in India in regards to personal freedoms and the right to privacy. It's extremely concerning, and I wish that more people highlighted it, which is why it's something that I care so much about, and I take the time to cover here on this show, even if it isn't explicitly religiously related, because I don't know, here at Atheist Republic, we care about our fellow humans, and basically one in every human on the planet lives in India, and we want to highlight what's going on in the continent, because it's really concerning, and there are a lot of people I care about and that live there, and we have a great desire to improve the quality of life of people around the world, and this includes personal liberties, including many Indians.
I want to officially recognize the Indian government as the #1 butthurt government in the world. No other government is just, I mean, other governments have done more human rights violations and stuff like that, but the fact that getting so butthurt over cartoons makes you take such drastic measures shows it's just so pathetic and funny. If it wasn't tragic to the atheists who were not living in India, right? You know what I mean?
Or just everyone in India, really.
Yeah, everyone in India, you're right. Also, I just want to congratulate a whole bunch of Hindutva who keep their wanting to defend their country against Pakistan, and yet they have somehow managed to they have managed to get their country closer to Pakistan than any other group of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
The similarities are so ironic, because these are the same people who are the most aggressive anti-Muslim and anti-Pakistani bigots you will ever find. I mean, maybe China would be ahead of them, but other than China, these people are #1 when it comes to their hatefulness and their bigotry against Muslims. But now they're adopting the same practices. So India, again, congratulations. You're becoming more and more like Pakistan every day. And, I mean, not India, because we're talking about Indian people. Let's say like Indian government or the BJP.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, sorry, I don't mean to group all Indian people with what the Indian government is doing. In fact, I want to celebrate all the Indians in India who are fighting against this nonsense, because your activism is
so needed.
So needed. Like, you guys are on the front lines, and we try to use Atheist Republic as a way to also highlight your work, and bring much attention to your needed activism, right? And don't worry, like, the fact that we're not, Facebook doesn't have access to India doesn't mean we're going to stop. We're going to keep using all the other tools that we have, right? Including our YouTube or our newsletter. We're not going to stop. These people, it's interesting how the world's biggest party is fair to say the world's biggest party, right?
It is.
Is fighting against me and Susie. like just me and Susie against the world's largest party, and they still don't manage to shut us down. Like, these are authoritarian governments that are desperate, that are crying over the fact that they don't have any power beyond their borders, right?
Yeah, that we make cartoons in the offices of our bedroom, and this is the extent to which they take it. Yeah. I also just wanted to encourage people to look into the work and support the work of the Internet Freedom Foundation in India. They are on the forefront of protecting digital rights in India. They do amazing work. They have a lot of resources and a lot of educational content about the status of digital rights in India and the threat to digital rights in India. And they become legally involved in fighting the infringement of digital rights in India. So I would really encourage you guys to support their work, because the work that they do with their lawyers goes a really long ways in fighting authoritarianism, especially in the 21st century.
Yeah, by the way, I think it's funny. We do have a Hindutva in the live chat that is screaming for attention. It's just crying for butthurt, which is so funny. But yeah, guys, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. Link in the description. And also, please, if you are a secular activist or atheist activist or any other type of activist in India, please don't think like we are, don't let yourself be grouped. This is not, none of these actions should be a way for you to feel like a judgment is being passed on you. Okay. We celebrate you, and you are more on our team than any association you might have with anything as disgusting and dark as the BJP. Okay. So when it comes to association and, belonging, we see the atheists and secular activists in India on our team. The fact that
even just Indians in general. I mean, when we were going through the real hurricane of just really horrific abuse we were experiencing for the original Sexy Kali blasphemy, so many just believing Hindus reached out to us and said, we support what you're doing. We're horrified by what you're experiencing. I'm sorry. And a lot of them felt personally responsible for it. And I always said, no, you're not. You didn't do this to us. And the support that you're giving us as it means a lot.
Yeah. And also to the non-Indians, be careful not to use this as a way to generalize your judgment about Indians or Hindus as a whole. Okay, not even Hindutva. Actually, we actually met even some Hindutva who were sympathetic to us and were disgusted by the way that some of these people were behaving. So
and actually made an effort to get us help.
Yes,
believe it or not.
Yeah,
they deserve credit for that.
Yeah. So don't use this as a way to judge, an entire group of people. But yeah, so this is fun. I know. I'm glad that, I know this is sad for it because it indicates what other people have to deal with, but it is a medal of honor every time for me when a government of a country is threatened by our content, like by mere words or cartoon. It's like, you guys are so fragile. Like, I mean, like, I'm poking an entire government. This is like, I don't know. It's hard not to feel like somewhat of a, like, okay, well, if you guys want to take me this seriously, I guess I'm going to take myself also this seriously.
Well, I said this in an Instagram post when we got the legal threat. You guys can check out the video from last week if you want to know what I'm talking about. But where I said that this is only a humorous situation to me because I have the benefit of not living under Indian jurisdiction. But because I, am basically free of consequence just because I don't live under their control, I'm going to always take this opportunity to highlight, the environment that other people are living under and the real justified fear of what they have to deal with. Like, this wouldn't be funny. This wouldn't be funny at all if we were in India. It'd be so much worse.
Oh, by the way, some people are saying if there's a proof for this. Guys, yeah, the link to this article is in the description. All the links for why this was the actual government of India that did this. Like, we have an entire legal team that looked at this. If you want to actually go through it, the link is in the description. So, by the way, it's actually also common sense if you are not smart enough to understand this. Like, just Occam's razor will, but we do have the proofs. However, the Facebook would not just ban my personal account in an entire country unless there was a government pushing them to do so.
And we wouldn't be getting notices that it's blocked because of local laws.
Yeah, they actually tell you, like, people would just maybe try reading before commenting. But yeah, it is definitely because of the government. Okay, so I mean, well, nothing is definite, but it just says, it tells Indians that you can't see my profile because of local laws, and the government, Facebook had to manually come and remove access to my account in an entire nation, which is, again, it's like, I still can't believe, like, that's the level that it has come to this, right? It's amazing. It's something I feel like this is a dream or something. Anyways,
I mean, it's become a
again,
real problem for me because I'm the number one person who has to deal with your new inflated ego.
hey, I happen to know that you like dealing with the legal team because it's such a great team, and going over
they're awesome people.
Yeah,
and it's only because of our community that they connected us to our legal representation in India. So I owe a huge debt to the people who are responsible to connecting us to our representation.
yeah, and the way they connect things together and come up with their conclusions is pretty, like, it's kind of like we should make a movie out of this one day, because I don't know. I think, yeah, we should go. I don't know. I think the legal team wouldn't let us be public about a lot of the details, but if we could public, if we were allowed to be public about what's going on behind the scenes, this would become a very interesting movie.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.